This week, I was challenged with a set of colors from Paul, my videographer, and stay tuned to see what I came up with. Hey guys, Rhonda Draculas here, RK3 Designs, and today I have been challenged. Paul has challenged me to a finish, and so y'all are gonna see me create for the first time right now. I'm gonna take white dye by Alumilite, white mica powder from Stone Coat Countertop, gold mica powder from Stone Coat, and bronze mica powder, and coffee mica powder from Stone Coat Countertop. Then we're gonna come in with some Rust-Oleum paints, espresso, leather brown, and nutmeg. Okay, so I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I've got me about, well, I'll tell you exactly what I have, about 6 ounces of white opaque dye. The whole top is gonna take 12 ounces. So I've got half of my material in white. And I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna do a modified exotic pour. So I'm gonna take my paints and I'm gonna spray them in the bucket. Then I'm gonna take a stick and I'm gonna mix that up very, very softly. I don't want to blend those colors. I just want to get it to where it's melded. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to start pouring it out on my surface. Almost like I would do a dirty pour. Now, I'm really not looking for a true dirty pour look, but that's gonna really give me some neat visuals here. Patterns, I guess you'd say. Now I'm coming back in with my white metallic. I'm gonna heat it up a little bit. Then I'm just gonna take it and meld it out on my board. So what it's done, it's helped me to get these colors to be very soft on my board in more of a natural pattern. So I'm gonna just kind of talk this out as I'm going. I probably, if I did this over again, I would probably mix up about 2/3 of my white instead of just half. I'd like to have a little bit more because I really like how this is turning out and giving me this finish. But we're gonna make it work. All right, get my drips, grab my edges. Okay, wow. That's really a pretty finish. I really like that. I could actually stop here. This is a complete finish right here. This would be a great kitchen countertop, just this. But I'm gonna go to the next step. I'm gonna tilt it. Now remember, if you are doing a piece in place and you can't tilt it, don't tilt your sample board because you want to be able to recreate whatever that you do on your sample board. I'm just tilting it just enough to get those hard striated lines to move a little bit, and it just looks a little more natural. So I have some material left in my cup. I'm gonna play with that. That's really pretty stuff. So I'm gonna kind of come across here and just make myself a really pretty vein. And now the piece that he has wanted me to play with is really exotic. It's got crazy lines in it and it just moves really fun. So I'm gonna kind of come in here and I'm gonna add some really fun patterns. And this is very much out of my comfort zone because I don't like squiggly lines. That's just not what I like. But we're gonna play with them. We're gonna get crazy. Now, these lines are gonna really move because the epoxy is very, very fresh. So I know these lines are not gonna stay distinct. I know they're really gonna start moving and melding and having a lot of fun. So I'm really not concerned with the way they look right now. Now I'm gonna come in with my coffee and I'm gonna kind of follow the same lines. All right, now I'm gonna come in with the gold. Now, mind you, this is not gonna be for everybody. Not everybody is gonna want this sort of crazy finish. But I've been to enough rock quarries or slabs where you go and look at these really high-end slabs. And let me tell you something. There are some pieces that are absolutely insane. Crazy with all these colors. And they are hundreds and hundreds of dollars a square foot. All right, so that's, woo, it's looking crazy. I think I'll save that for later. All right, now I'm gonna take my nutmeg and I'm gonna create some shadows with this. I'm just gonna take my brush and I'm gonna kind of bring in some shadowing. And I'm just gonna kind of meld these colors. The spray paint is gonna start working next to these other metallics. And just with them touching each other, you're gonna start getting some really neat effects. Just because those two different types of materials, they're gonna fight each other. Now I'm being really careful not to overmix my gold and my coffee metallic. I don't want to mix those two quite yet. So if this finish doesn't come out, we're gonna blame it all on Paul and his challenge. Just kidding. I'm gonna come in with some espresso and I'm gonna highlight just one deep color right through the middle. Again, this is not gonna be for your typical kitchen countertop. This is a wow factor. Something where you want people to walk in and go, what the heck? Is that real stone? Or what is that? All right, so I'm gonna heat it up. And I'm gonna start tilting it because I really want the authenticity of stone moving. Wow, look at as these micas move. How it starts to look like it's actually been shaved. A piece of rock has been shaved. I've actually seen slabs where they cut them and polish them, and they look very onyxy, kind of coming, almost like it's a transparent, you can kind of see through the colors. Now, if I did not have the ability to move my piece like I'm doing, you can definitely put a little more product on your surface, use a heat gun, and then let it sit, and it's naturally gonna flow out. I would use my heat gun a little bit, I would move it a little bit more, but I am loving how this is looking like a piece of marble that's just been sliced in half. I love this. I love how the colors are moving. It just looks like rock has just been created right in front of our face. So I am really liking this. I'm gonna go in now and I'm gonna take a little bit of alcohol. And some of these areas I'm gonna break up just a little bit. Like this little piece right here doesn't look really natural to me. It's like a little drip. So I'm just gonna kind of play with it. Knowing that we've got a lot of movement still to go here as this thing keeps moving. I love this area right here. That just looks like it's been shaved. The gold has kind of now melded a little bit. We still have some very distinct gold here, but a lot of this gold has mixed in with the coffee. All right, and then from our very first step, where we melded everything very softly, we still have that pattern in the background. So we still have a very soft background with very, very bold in the front. Okay, so I'm gonna quit yakking and I'm gonna spray me some alcohol. Okay, so I don't want to mess up this area right here because that to me looks like a gorgeous slab of stone. I kind of want to get a little more interest down here. So I'm gonna come in with my alcohol and I'm gonna set it to where it's kind of big drops, and I'm gonna come in right here on the edge and just add a little bit of interest, not a lot. That's it. I don't wanna touch anything else until I see if I'm getting the reaction that I want here. That's really cool. Really causes some melding there. Don't want to touch up here. I really like this area here. I really like that. So I'm gonna, there's a couple of little dots here that I really don't think looks natural. So I'm gonna kind of touch them. I like how when I tilted it, the coffee almost left a shadow as it went across the top, and it's almost leaving almost shadows here. Guys, I have to admit, guys, when he gave me these colors, I was a little nervous, but I'm really liking it. All right, so I'm gonna add some fracture lines now. Very, very soft fracture lines. They're gonna continue to move. They're gonna continue to meld. So they're gonna be very distinct when I first put them on the board, but they're really gonna meld out as this piece keeps moving. So very, very small lines. I do very thin amount. I pick it up on my stick, and And then when I come across my board, I kind of keep my stick flat. And it gets it to kind of roll out very thin. All right, I like this. Like I said, these are really gonna meld out. See how thin they are? We're gonna come back in about 20 or 30 minutes and they're really gonna have moved and settled out. I also wanna come back in with a little bit of this white metallic, and I'm gonna do the same thing. What you want to avoid when you're doing this is doing perfect X's. So I'm just kind of stretching those across here. Now this white is really going to soften out. You may not even see it, but it's going to leave a kind of an indentation. Oh, wow, yeah. I like that. All right, heat that up a little bit. I'm gonna tilt it just enough for these so that these lines move just a hair. All right, we're gonna just take those edges and play with them a little bit. Take me some drips. Run my hands along these edges. These edges on the side are incredible. I'm gonna take some drips in my hands. Dress up my corners so it looks like a natural piece of stone kind of just falling over that edge. Okay, guys. I really like this. Like I said, this is not something that you're gonna put over all your surface in your kitchen, but, well, you could. I mean, depends on how bold you are. But this would be amazing on a kitchen island, maybe as your focal point. It would be great as a coffee table. Beautiful piece in a bathroom where it's your focal point when you walk in the bathroom. It looks like a slab of rock with some real pretty quartz looking through there. I love it. Guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Hit the bell for future notifications so that you guys know when we post videos, and leave me some comments. Maybe what colors would you use? Would you have stopped at number 1 at our very first step? Or would you have continued like I did? Would you have added the fracture lines? And would you have maybe added a little bit more alcohol on your surface? I really love hearing your comments. So remember, guys, don't be scared. Move forward and be creative.